just get into this. I don't want any disturbations.
You and what army? This army.
Oh my god.
Fair enough. Then he went about establishing a dictatorship with himself
Ooh,
at its center. Europe had
you
its
know,
first fascist
feisty.
dictator. Next up,
He'll do.
Germany. Germany has been on the loser's side, and they got
Little silly
absolutely
man
wrecked by the
with
Treaty
a
of Versailles.
moustache.
They lost territory, had to demilitarize the Rhineland, had to reduce their army to just 100,000 men, couldn't have an air force, had to pay the Allies a huge amount of money that it didn't have.
800 billion.
The rule was established
Wow.
that every Englishman was held the right to walk into the center of Berlin, pick out any German they wanted, and spike the hell
Oh,
out
I
of
feel
it.
bad
And
for that
leave
guy.
last
Oh,
one
that's
out.
sad.
Understand how all this felt.
That's sad.
Germans.
Why
On top of that, a
Chamberlain?
bad economy and weak governments meant that when a small angry man with a silly mustache
Ooh,
came along and said
feisty
that he could
Hitler.
fix everything, the German people loved
Ah,
him. He
Scheiße.
was a soldier during World War I, and he was crazy patriotic, and nobody was madder
Oh,
than
God.
him about Germany's humiliation. He helped start a new political party, and in 1923 attended a march on Munich with his boys. And then he got arrested. But his popularity grew and grew, and in 1933, the president made him chancellor. He believed he was Germany's great destined savior, and he went full megalomaniac, establishing a dictatorship with himself at its center. Europe had fascist dictator
Number two.
Hitler and Mussolini had a lot of the same ideas, but more importantly, they had the same enemies, and they
Oh, no.
started to get along.
Oh, no.
Anyone else want to be friends? Franco? No?
No.
You good? I do.
Nah, I'm good.
Who's that? It's Japan. And
Oh,
they took
God.
over Northern China.
Oh, God.
Let's rewind a bit. Japan had isolated itself from the rest of the world for over 200 years until the Americans showed up
Hello.
and said, you're going to trade with us and you're going to like it. Then the Western powers imposed a bunch of unequal
Japan
treaties,
in a
meaning Japan's
nutshell.
economy was bust. They also had no
Yeah, I'll
natural
watch that
resources,
video. That's
so they
my
decided to go
another
fancy.
video
They
that I
went to
made.
war with China to gain a sphere of influence
Oh,
over Korea.
pew.
They took a bunch of China's
Oh,
stuff.
what did
But
Korea
the
do
West
to
said,
you?
"Hey, cut that out." And since Japan couldn't
No.
take on the West, they said, okay, I guess we're
This
just
is
going
a way,
to
man.
What are you doing? Taking advantage of a weakened China and setting up spheres of influence. But I was the one who weakened them. We know. And you guys didn't let me have anything. We know. That seems unfair. We don't think so. Okay, see ya. So Japan thought, screw this, and went to war with Russia, and stunned everyone by actually winning. Then they fully annexed Korea, but they didn't stop there. In World War I, they took Germany's colonies and islands in Asia. And then in an incident that was maybe staged by the Japanese army, a bomb blew up in Japanese training in Australia, giving them an excuse to launch an invasion and take over. So here's the situation. Nazi Germany, Fascist Italy, and Japan all believe they're racially superior, all feel hostility towards the Allies, and all want to militarize and take over more stuff. And so they did. Let's start with Germany. Hitler hated the
The
Treaty
video,
of
I
Versailles,
feel like
and
we
now
should have
he's
done
ready to
part
begin
one.
redoing it. In complete
No,
violation of the treaty,
World
the
War
first
One
Luftwaffe
first.
squadrons were set up, conscription was introduced, and he pimped up his army. The Allies did nothing. Then Hitler sent his army back into the demilitarized Rhineland, giving orders to immediately retreat if the Allies showed up. The Allies did nothing. With his military re-strengthened, he could now move on to step 2. He wanted to rapidly increase the Aryan population, and to do so, he needed Lebensraum. Or in other words, he would have to take over the world. But for now, a good portion of Europe would do, and he began eyeing up his neighbors. The Allies finally started to get worried, so they implemented a fairly useless diplomatic strategy called appeasement, and it went a little something like this. Hitler would say, I want that thing, and the Allies would say, you can't have that thing.
Okay, you can have that thing, but no more. I want that thing.
And repeat. In 1938, Hitler's army marched into Austria and just took it with no resistance.
Mine now.
This is Germany now. Next, he demanded to be given the Sudetenland, an
Give
area
me
of
your
Czechoslovakia
land.
with many ethnic Germans. The Allies held a meeting
Germany,
with the
Japan,
"We're
and
gonna
Italy
do
in
what
a
we're paying
nutshell.
This meeting is about my territory. Shouldn't I come to the meeting too?
No,
Anyway,
don't
we're
deserve.
gonna give you what you want.
you don't
Really?
deserve to
Yeah.
check.
Just like that? Yep. What's the catch? Just sign this piece of
Did you
paper
paper
promising you won't
promise you
invade the rest of
won't-
Czechoslovakia. Okay. Then Chamberlain returned home victorious, waving a signed piece of paper in the air, declaring crisis to be averted and the continuation of world peace. And we built a statue of Chamberlain in his honor every day on the 30th of September.
Oh, God.
Chamberlain, Hitler's invading the rest of Czechoslovakia. What? He's invading the rest of Czechoslovakia. Oh,
You lied to
you
me.
lied to me. What do you expect?
I'm Hitler.
Not to be outdone, Mussolini also...
Oh God, that
wanted
looks
to get
ugly
in the
now.
act. He thought to himself, isn't there a not yet colonized nation somewhere which is so underdeveloped that the people will be defending themselves against our tanks with literal bows and arrows and wooden spears? Oh, there is? Fantastic. And so he took it. Italy also wanted to control the entrance to the Adriatic Sea, so they occupied Albania.
Meow.
Then, in another incident...
Oh yeah,
which was
by the way,
remotely
I'll be
staged by
making
the
a World
Japanese,
War
gunfire
II
was exchanged by Japanese and Chinese
history
troops at the
soon.
Marco Polo Bridge. And the Japanese launched yet another invasion against China. They swept through Beijing and Shanghai, and then advanced to the Yangtze Valley,
Nanking.
China's then capital, Nanking. It was here that saw the worst of Japan's shocking atrocities committed against the Chinese people. Back in Europe, Germany and Italy made their relationship status official by signing the Pact of Steel. Then, Hitler turned his eyes towards Poland and the hated Polish corridor, splitting Germany
I like
in
the
two.
balls
At
of
this
steel.
point, the Allies really had to put their foot down, and they
Oh,
warned
good.
that an invasion of Poland would mean war.
Don't
Hitler
you
had
do
planned
it.
to continue his advance eastward, but he didn't want to end up fighting a war on two fronts. So for now, he made an alliance with Stalin, saying, "How about we both invade Poland and split it between the two of us?" And I
Stalin, don't
definitely
trust
will not
him.
refrain from not betraying you sometime in the
He will betray you.
Sounds good. This new line stunned the
Oh
West.
no.
On the 1st of September 1939, German troops entered Poland.
No,
and
no,
Britain and France
no, no,
declared war
no,
on
no.
Germany.
Do, do,
The
do.
Poles fought hard, but they were no match for the two giants crashing down on them on either side. Then came a period known as the Phony War, where everyone just sort of sat around not doing much. The French had launched a small invasion into the Saarland, but they maintained mostly defensive positions, and after a while decided to just turn around and call it a day. Speaking of France, the French were still super proud of their victory in World War I, and they hadn't really moved on from it. They still used horses, they dispatched messages by motorbike instead of using radio. Orders from the commander-in-chief were usually pretty vague, and the troops were rarely
Do
inspected.
drills and
They
stuff.
built a line of defenses along their German border, but didn't bother extending it all the
Really,
way to the
they
Channel. And
didn't
wouldn't
learn
launch
from
artillery
World
strikes
War
against
One.
Germany out of fear of being retaliated against. In a war, they didn't want to attack the enemy. And at first, the UK wasn't much better. Chamberlain still naively hoped that the war could be ended
Hey, can we talk
diplomatically.
about-
Instead of bombing raids, the RAF dropped propaganda leaflets over German cities, which one air marshal said likely did nothing but provide the continent with toilet paper for the duration of the
Oh,
war.
thank you.
He also only sent 200,000 men to France, while the French had mobilized millions. Both Britain and France wanted to avoid a repeat of the First World War, and so they wanted to keep the war as far from home as possible. So they turned their eyes north, towards Norway. Neutral Sweden was exporting iron ore to Germany through neutral Norway, so the Allies asked them if they could please stop exporting iron ore to Germany, but this request was refused. Then the Soviet Union attacked Finland, so the Allies said, "How about we land troops in Norway and move them across Sweden to go help out your good pal Finland, and along the way maybe take control of all your arms?" But Norway and Sweden still said no. So the UK mined the waters around Norway to force any transport ships into international waters, and they also attacked a German tanker they found in the area. Hitler realized what the Allies were up to, and he quickly moved to secure his supply of iron ore. He launched an invasion through Denmark into Norway. The Allies rushed to
Wow,
land
that's
troops
quick.
seaports along the coast, but Germany had taken control of Norway's airfield, and their air superiority decided to fight. The Allies had to retreat. After this slightly embarrassing failure, Chamberlain resigned and was replaced with Winston Churchill, who had a slightly different
God.
approach to dealing with the
Inappropriate.
Germans. Hitler's overall strategy was similar to Germany's First World War strategy. Attack France, defeat France, knocking out the UK in the process, then turn on the Soviet Union and win the war. During the Phony War, the Allies had given Hitler time to prepare his forces. Now, he was ready to attack. The Allies had wanted to place troops in Belgium, but Belgium had refused, and in a move that surprised pretty much no one, Hitler launched an invasion to get around France's defenses. The Allies charged into Belgium at full speed.
Oh,
to
no.
keep the German
Mistake
invasion off. It
made.
looked like a repeat of the First World War. was
Stay
coming, but
there.
This time, Hitler had a trick up his sleeve. Blitzkrieg. As the Germans
Oh,
advanced,
no.
they sent thousands
Oh,
of
no.
troops westward, slowing down the Allies. Then, to the south, the French had left the Ardennes, an area full of hills and forests, pretty underdefended, because they thought it was naturally impenetrable. Well, the Germans were about to penetrate it with everything they had. They smashed 50 Wehrmacht divisions through and encircled the Allied armies at lightning speed. The best of the Allied forces were now trapped. The Germans squeezed in from all sides, taking out France's best armies and nearly wiping out the British too. But they managed to make a desperate last-minute escape
Phew.
at Dunkirk, with British civilian ships even making
Yeah, my
perilous
country,
journeys to bring their young men home.
people
With most of the
escape.
French forces depleted, the Germans breezed through, taking Paris, and
Phew.
France fell. What the Germans couldn't do in World War I, Hitler had done just like that. Hitler hoped that with the fall of France, the UK would also lose hope and sue for peace. But quite annoyingly, it didn't, and he needed to secure the Western Front, so he tried to force them into submission with
With mind
mind games. The UK were now all alone, and Hitler wanted to emphasize that. First of all, just before France fell, Italy finally declared war on the Allies, making the UK's situation even worse. Next, instead of just occupying all of France, Hitler occupied the coastal areas for defense, but allowed France to continue its existence as a German puppet state. This way, it looked like the UK's old ally had decided to switch sides. Hitler also hoped that the UK wouldn't attack any of her old allies' navy bases or colonies in Africa, giving Hitler an extra line of defense to the south. But the UK made sure to respond to this by sailing down to France's navy base in Algeria and wrecking a bunch of ships. So have at it. Hitler then began laying down plans for an invasion of Great Britain. Before German troops could land on British soil, he would first need air and naval superiority across the Channel. Waves of German bombers came, while the completely outnumbered RAF worked bravely around the clock in an attempt to quell the German attacks. At first, the Luftwaffe targeted British ports and coastal facilities. Then it attacked RAF bases, crippling the RAF's ability to defend the nation. And it looked like Hitler's Great British Invasion was
Jolly
coming.
wrong.
But then,
Wait.
Churchill ordered a small, pretty insignificant bombing raid over Berlin. It didn't do much damage, but Hitler was furious, and he immediately ordered the Luftwaffe to refocus its attacks on civilian targets in London. Children were sent off to the countryside away from their parents to avoid danger, and frequent trips to air raid shelters became a daily occurrence. But British morale held firm. Smiling, knitting, lounging casually, these people have balls of steel. This refocusing on London also gave the RAF breathing space to reorganize, so Hitler kind of shot himself in the foot there. Just the foot for now. Finally, the Luftwaffe sent one massive all-out attack on London, and the RAF successfully repelled it, destroying many of the German aircraft and placing air superiority firmly in British hands. Hitler's invasion had to be postponed, but the bombing of British cities continued for some time.
Right, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, and put on that post notification bell, and I will see you later. Bye.